So the version of me that used to wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day in semester 1 could have easily finished this dissertation. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is now.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
So on this channel, we tend to talk about a lot of stuff, but we don't always talk a lot about physics. So today I want to share with you some physics. As you guys know, I've been working on my dissertation rather diligently these last couple of weeks. And around this period of time, I was going over special and general relativity in my dissertation. I've been going over my space-time and gravity notes from semester 1, which have been really interesting because in the absence of an exam, you tend to enjoy it a lot more. I've noticed there's a lot of enthusiasm. I've been able to see that there's a lot of enthusiasms in the professor's lecture notes. It's really nice to see the passion and enjoy. And the sections I'm working on my dissertation is on special and general relativity. Both of them are theories put forward by Einstein. So just to give a nice little analogy, so imagine there is a boat and it's just traveling at a normal speed, and some guy on top throws a ball and the ball is traveling at a certain speed, and based on the combined velocities of the two of them, you're able to calculate the velocity of the ball that's been thrown. And you do that using Newtonian mechanics, which is basically just like the normal math stuff. But then here's the thing, imagine if that boat traveled really fast just below the speed of light. Just imagine that theoretical situation. And then imagine you have the same guy who throws the ball. If you use the Newtonian mechanics, which you could just think of as basic addition, x plus x equals x, okay, y or something, the ball that was being thrown would now slightly exceed the speed of light. Special relativity states, or rather it incorporates the universe's speed limit, the speed of light, and it basically says nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. And when things travel really fast, you can't use these Newtonian mechanics anymore because they fail, and they say that things will be traveling faster than the speed of light, and we know that's not true because we have this kind of speed limit. Nothing can travel faster than that. So special relativity comes into play, and it basically provides a set of mathematics that allows us in the relativistic frame, which is when things travel really fast, to account for the fact that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, and it accounts for the fact that in the non-relativistic frames, which is when things are traveling slower, that the Newtonian mechanics still holds. So it's basically a set of mathematics, a set of rules that basically says that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, and therefore we have some new mathematics. Now this was introduced by Einstein in 1905. It was called relativity at first, however it was then renamed special relativity because, like with Newtonian mechanics previously, it in itself does have some deficiencies, and its deficiencies are it doesn't describe gravity. This set of mathematics, it doesn't describe gravity. It also doesn't account for the bending of space-time, so it only works in flat space. It doesn't work in curved space. And there's another point, but if you're non-physics, you're not really going to understand it.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You can't use an accelerating reference frame, which is it's too long to explain. So we need something called general relativity, which, as the name suggests, it's just a general thing. It's an all-encompassing, comprehensive set of rules that is going to explain how things work. So general relativity, what I was studying and putting it into my dissertation, it basically says that we need a rule to apply for everything, and special relativity doesn't apply for gravity. Now, the link between special and general relativity is the equivalence principle, and the equivalence principle basically says what if gravity is indistinguishable from acceleration? And then you may ask, what is the acceleration caused by? And then Einstein said it is the free falling motion of an object due to the curvature of the space-time. Now, understanding that gravity isn't really a force and is rather the bending of space-time, we can now develop mathematics to produce general relativity, because understanding how space-time bends using geodesics and tensors, which are just things that help us understand mathematically how this works, we are able to put forward an idea for gravity, and therefore from those ideas from gravity, those are called the Einstein equations, we are able to make general relativity. So it's really cool, it's really interesting because they all interconnect, and it's nice to see how one leads to the other. So during these weeks, that was what I was trying to diligently understand how this links to that, and that's what I was working on today, and that's what I put into my dissertation.
So what's up, Shiki PR? with Jericho, for me.
So this guy was one of the original YouTubers, you know?
No, he's the OG right now.
I'm the new generation, but this guy,
Exactly.
when I first came, I watched his videos, so.
And now he's got YouTube now.
Alright guys, so I just came back from the physics museum and I forgot to bring a fork. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go on a side mission to the curve to hijack one of their forks. And then we're gonna go to Canal Side and eat it. When I was coming out of the physics museum, a professor who taught us MT3 in the first year, but like he wasn't meant to teach us, and I see him around campus all the time and he's super nice, so I just had a nice little conversation with him. I told him I'm traveling tomorrow. Yeah, that's why I'm in good spirits, because like I just talked to him. He's really nice to see around campus and he's super friendly as well, so that's why I'm just smiling at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna go hijack a fork now. What's up, homie? You good? Oh my god, he responded. So that lunch was super peaceful by Canal Side. It was just good. Anyway, I was gonna go gym, but I think I'm just gonna go home now because I am traveling tomorrow, so I do need to get a haircut. And I don't want to go gym and then like do a haircut because I don't think I'll have enough time. But hopefully I'll do some push-ups in the evening. So yeah, take care of yourself. Thank you for watching, and yeah, thank you. Anyway, so this kind of like journey of mine kind of started with this idea of feeling rather than thinking. And I was thinking, what if it ends the way it began? What if it's about feeling the shame rather than thinking about the shame? I've spoken a lot of things about this channel. I've spoken about things that have served as like triggers for me. I've talked about things where I've tried to like control things, and I've talked about things where I've intellectually kind of been able to say like, okay, this is just a trigger, this is just trauma. And it's about trying to identify it, right? But then I thought, what if the last stage of it isn't an intellectual thing? What if it's a thing about feeling? It's a thing about feeling it through. And I thought about the shame. What if it's just about feeling the shame? It's feeling this emotion, feeling this thing that your body has deemed such a reprehensible emotion, such a dangerous emotion, something so hard to feel, something that it deemed you to be so vulnerable to feel that it closed itself off from it. And ever since, it's been running away in fear. And what if it's just about feeling it? What if it's just about finally feeling it? And when I say feeling it, you have to understand what I mean. It's not an issue of you feel inadequate and therefore you say to yourself like, okay, no, you're not actually inadequate, this is just some kind of thing in your mind, stop thinking like that. And you know, you're actually not inadequate because, you know, X, Y, and Z, and you're doing great. That's not what I mean by it. I mean, what if you are actually inadequate? Feel the shame of you not being good enough. Feel the shame of you putting forward an idea and the idea backfires on you. Feel the shame of feel the shame of you doing something and you make a mistake and it ruins everyone's day. You know, these scenarios, you know that they're not going to happen, but feel them as well, right? Feel them that there's something happening and it doesn't go your way and it goes terribly wrong, and this happens and people get upset and people get angry, and feel it. Feel that scenario, right? Not just thinking it through. Feel that scenario. Feel that worst case scenario. It's feeling that shame as well. It's the shame I talked about in the last video. It's feeling through that shame and not just thinking it. If you are actually inadequate, then what comes along with that? And feel it. What if you are inadequate? What if you are not enough? What if people are going to abandon you? What if when the time calls for it, you're not able to act? What if you do feel like a failure? What if you do feel like a disappointment? What if you know, all these things? Feel it, and feel the consequences of it. You know, what if people do leave? What if people come to you and they find out you're like some weirdo, and then they do actually leave? What if people do leave? And what if people abandon you again? And what if people hurt you again? And feel it. And it's not about understanding, it's about feeling that this is the pain that comes with it, and we're okay with it. We're no longer vulnerable. It's no longer gonna hurt as much. Let us feel it. Once we've felt it, let it depart from us, right? And let it go on its way, so the fear of it can stop control. You know, what if you do something that is stupid and reprehensible? And what if you do something that, you know, makes you lose aura points? You know, obviously I'm just joking around with it, but you're, I don't know, in a conversation and you say something stupid. It's not about me going to my friend and my friend says, Jericho, don't worry, you've not done anything stupid. Like, it's all in your mind, it's overthinking. It's not about that anymore. It's about saying, okay, what if you have done something stupid? And feel it through, and understanding the things I've talked about in the last video, that the right people aren't going to leave, and if they do leave, then they're not the right people. And feel it, and feel the pain of someone having to leave you, and feel the pain of abandonment, and feel the pain of inadequacy, and feel it and let it depart from you. You know, like I've spoken about the idea of like trying to control things, right? Well, what if you can't control things? And what if things don't go your way? And what does that mean for you? What does that imply to your body? That implies to your body this consequence. Well, what if you feel that consequence? What if you feel the weight of that consequence? And you actually, and once you do feel that, you actually realize that, hold on, I'm actually fine. I'm actually okay. Not much has changed, right? So it's this idea of feeling overthinking, putting logic aside. It's good that I've understood it intellectually, but I think the final stage of it is just feeling it through. And yeah.